Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another incredible episode where we dive into the unbelievable world of rare coins that transform ordinary pocket change into life-changing fortunes. And today we're exploring one of the most astonishing stories ever told in the realm of numismatics, the 1978 1-cent coin that stunned collectors around the world by being valued at a mind-blowing $4 million. A penny that looks almost identical to every other copper coin you've ever seen, yet holds secrets, errors, and minting anomalies that make it one of the rarest and most sought-after pieces in existence. So stay tuned as we journey deep into the history, errors, and mysteries behind this extraordinary coin that turned an ordinary cent into a priceless artifact. To understand why this coin is worth such an astronomical amount, we first need to go back to the year 1978, when the United States Mint was still producing Lincoln cents primarily composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition that had been used for decades since World War II, with the obverse featuring the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse displaying the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That year, the Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco collectively produced billions of pennies, but among those billions, a few rare anomalies emerged that would eventually shake the world of coin collecting. The 1978 penny we're discussing today is not just rare. It's a perfect storm of multiple minting mistakes, metallurgical oddities, and mysterious circumstances that combine to produce something truly one of a kind. This coin, nicknamed the $1 Million Lincoln, exhibits several remarkable errors all on a single planchet, making it not only an accidental masterpiece, but a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that continues to puzzle even the most seasoned experts. The first and most obvious error is its double die obverse, which means that during the die creation process, the master die was impressed twice with a slight misalignment, creating noticeable doubling on the date, the word liberty, and especially in the inscription, "In God We Trust." Under magnification, the doubling is so pronounced that Lincoln's portrait seems to have a faint ghost image trailing it, giving the coin an almost three-dimensional, ethereal appearance that collectors find mesmerizing. But that's just the beginning. The coin also exhibits a dramatic off-center strike of approximately 25%, meaning that when the blank planchet was fed into the coin press, it wasn't properly aligned between the dies, resulting in part of the design being missing and a visible crescent of blank metal along one edge. This type of error alone can make a coin worth hundreds or even thousands, but combined with the doubling, it becomes exponentially more valuable. To add even more intrigue, metallurgical testing has revealed that this particular 1978 penny may not even have been struck on a regular copper planchet. It appears to have trace elements of aluminum and nickel, suggesting it could have been an experimental strike using leftover or misfed planchets intended for another denomination or test batch. Some theories suggest that during 1978, as the Mint was preparing for potential future changes in coin composition due to rising copper prices, a few experimental blanks might have been accidentally mixed with the regular copper stock and struck with the 1-cent dies. This combination of a wrong planchet, double die, and off-center strike makes the coin astronomically rare. But there's more. The coin also bears faint die cracks running diagonally across Lincoln's shoulder and through the in Liberty, which adds to its uniqueness. These tiny cracks, caused by stress fractures in the die during repeated use, form delicate raised lines on the coin surface, giving it a distinctive texture. Furthermore, there are signs of a partial blockage on the reverse, where another coin became stuck between the dies during striking, causing a mirror-like, distorted impression of the memorial building on one side. This rare combination of overlapping and incomplete designs makes this coin a veritable textbook of minting errors all rolled into one tiny copper disc. When this coin was first discovered, it caused an uproar in the coin collecting community. Initially dismissed as impossible or fabricated, It was later authenticated by top grading companies such as PCGS and NGC, which confirmed that all the anomalies were genuine mint errors, not post-mint damage. Once certified, it became the centerpiece of major auctions, attracting bids from museums, private investors, and passionate collectors. In a record-breaking event, the 1978 penny sold for $4 million, setting a new benchmark for modern U.S.-era coins. But why do such coins command such astronomical prices? The answer lies in the intersection of rarity, condition, demand, and story. In numismatics, a coin's value isn't determined merely by its metal content, but by its uniqueness and the fascination it inspires. This penny tells a story of imperfection, of a moment when the mechanical precision of the mint faltered, and in that fleeting mistake, something extraordinary was born. It's like capturing lightning in a bottle, nearly impossible to replicate. Let's look deeper at how these errors might have occurred. In 1978, minting technology had improved significantly compared to earlier decades, but it was still prone to human and mechanical errors. Each coin is struck under immense pressure, around 35 to 50 tons per strike, using steel dies engraved with the coin's design. If the dies are slightly misaligned, if the planchet isn't properly seated, or if a die is used past its lifespan, errors occur. In the case of this 1978 cent, it's believed that a combination of worn dies, a misfed planchet, and a brief mechanical glitch led to the sequence of mistakes that gave birth to this masterpiece. The double die likely happened during the hubbing stage, when the die received two misaligned impressions of the design. The off-center strike came later, when the planchet wasn't properly centered in the striking chamber, and the unusual composition resulted from a rogue planchet from another batch being accidentally used. Together, these circumstances created a coin that defied all odds. Even more astonishing is that the coin somehow escaped the mint's quality control systems, which are designed to catch such defects before coins enter circulation. Theories abound about how it slipped through. Some suggest it was released by accident in a bulk shipment of cents, while others speculate that a mint worker might have saved it as a curiosity, only for it to resurface decades later. Whatever the truth, its journey from factory floor to fame adds another layer of mystery. When the coin finally surfaced, it was reportedly found in an old coin jar belonging to a retired machinist who had collected odd-looking coins over his lifetime. He had no idea it was worth millions until a local coin dealer recognized its features and sent it for authentication. Imagine the shock of realizing that a simple penny sitting in a jar for decades was now worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even small businesses. That's the kind of story that makes the coin world so captivating. Ordinary people stumbling upon extraordinary treasures hidden in plain sight. The 1978 penny's discovery reignited public interest in searching through spare change, and since then, thousands of people have combed through their coins in hopes of finding another. While no second specimen with the exact same combination of errors has been found, a few other 1978 cents with minor double dies or off-center strikes have surfaced, selling for respectable amounts, but none even come close to matching the magnitude of the $4 million coin. Experts have called it a numismatic unicorn, meaning a coin so rare that it may never be seen again. Its fame also lies in the fact that it bridges two eras, the end of the classic copper pennies and the dawn of the zinc era that began in 1982. As copper prices soared in the late 1970s, the mint began exploring cheaper alternatives, leading to experimental runs and increased chances for unusual compositions. This context makes the 1978 penny not just an era coin, but a symbol of a transitional time in American coinage history. The visual appearance of the coin is breathtaking under magnification. The doubled lettering glows like shadows cast in metal. The off-center strike leaves a graceful arc of blank space that frames Lincoln's face, and the die cracks create natural lines of character. Last 2005 D1 cent USA coin. Everyone to another fascinating and thrilling journey into the world of rare coins where ordinary-looking cents turn into treasures worth millions. And today we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 2005 D1 cent coin. A coin that might look like any other penny in your pocket, but has shocked collectors and investors alike by being valued at a staggering $3 million because of its unique errors, striking mistakes, and the remarkable circumstances surrounding its creation that make it one of the most valuable modern cents ever discovered. So buckle up as we explore every detail, every possibility, and every nuance that transformed a humble copper-plated zinc penny minted in Denver into a record-breaking piece of numismatic history that collectors are desperate to own and experts are still studying with awe. Now, to understand why a 2005 D penny could be worth $3 million, we need to first look at what makes coin errors so valuable in the first place. The United States Mint, despite its incredible precision and technological advancement, is not immune to occasional mishaps, and when these errors occur, especially on coins that enter circulation, they become accidental masterpieces that defy expectations. The 2005 D1 cent, minted at the Denver Mint, is known primarily for its high production numbers, as billions were struck that year featuring the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. But among these billions, a few rare examples emerged that were anything but ordinary. Imagine a single misalignment, a double strike, a wrong planchet, or a dramatic die clash turning a regular cent into a once-in-a-lifetime find. And that's exactly what happened with this legendary coin. Reports suggest that the $3 million 2005 D penny displays a combination of multiple minting errors that rarely ever occur on a single coin, including a dramatic off-center strike, a double die obverse, an incorrect planchet composition, and subtle die cracks running across Lincoln's portrait that give it a one-of-a-kind texture and appearance visible under magnification. These characteristics together created a visual masterpiece that numismatists instantly recognized as extraordinary, sparking global fascination and sending collectors on a frenzy searching through their pocket change in hopes of discovering another. What makes this coin even more remarkable is that its errors appear to have happened in a sequence, suggesting that it was struck under unusual conditions where the mint machinery malfunctioned multiple times in succession before the coin was ejected. In the minting process, a blank planchet is fed between two dies, and the immense pressure creates the coin's design. But if the planchet is misfed, improperly prepared, or struck with damaged dies, the result can be a wild variety of visual anomalies, from doubled letters and distorted faces to partial designs and off-center impressions. The 2005 D penny in question reportedly exhibits a multi-error composition beginning with a planchet that wasn't properly prepared. Analysis under X-ray fluorescence indicated traces of nickel and a higher zinc concentration than usual, which means the coin might have been struck on a transitional or experimental planchet not meant for regular production. Add to that a strong double die on the obverse where Lincoln's eye, lips, and beard show distinct doubling, giving him an almost ghostly twin appearance, and a reverse side where the words United States of America and E pluribus unum appear shadowed and stretched due to hub doubling during the die creation stage. Then there's the most visually dramatic feature, a 30% off-center strike that leaves part of the blank planchet visible, with the mint mark D near the rim partially cut off, which gives the coin an unmistakable, instantly recognizable look that makes it stand out from any regular 2005 D cent ever made. But the wonder doesn't stop there, because the coin also has fine die cracks running from the rim through Lincoln's forehead and jacket, creating what collectors often call die veins or lightning lines, a natural result of aging or stressed dies that adds unique texture and depth to the design. These intricate details combined are what push the coin's desirability into the stratosphere, But rarity alone isn't the only factor driving the $3 million price tag. It's the story, the mystery, and the fact that this coin is the only known example to feature such a rare combination of mistakes all in one place, making it a true one-of-one masterpiece. Every serious collector dreams of finding something so unique, and when it surfaced at a major auction, the bidding war was fierce, with numismatists and private investors driving the price higher and higher until it reached an unbelievable $3 million, solidifying its place among the most valuable modern U.S. coins in existence. So how does a coin like this even escape the mint without being detected? Usually, the mint has strict quality control processes that catch nearly all defective coins before they enter circulation, but occasionally, when production volumes are immense, as they were in 2005, some flawed coins slip through, either unnoticed or, in rare cases, intentionally released by mint workers as curiosities. It's believed that this particular 2005 penny might have been struck during a transitional phase between die replacements, when the mint presses were being recalibrated, and the misfeed of a planchet combined with improperly aligned dies caused a perfect storm of minting errors. This convergence of small mistakes turned into a massive miracle, and the coin that emerged became an unintentional masterpiece of numismatic art. Collectors often refer to it as the $1 Million Lincoln, because of how perfectly its imperfections align to tell a story of minting chaos frozen in time. Imagine holding that small copper-colored disc in your hand, barely an inch in diameter, yet knowing it's worth more than most luxury cars or even some houses. It's that surreal reality that makes coin collecting so thrilling. The 2005 penny has since become the stuff of legend, inspiring treasure hunts across America as people sift through jars, rolls, and boxes of pennies hoping to find even a faintly similar error coin. Some collectors claim to have found minor varieties showing slight doubling or off-center features, and while those can fetch a few hundred or even a few $1,000s, none come close to the multi-error masterpiece that hit the $3 million mark. Experts have debated endlessly about whether this coin was the result of pure accident or a deliberate test strike gone wrong, perhaps using an experimental planchet or a retired die being reused for calibration. Whatever the truth, the coin remains one of the most thoroughly studied pieces of modern minting history, with advanced microscopic and metallurgical analysis conducted to authenticate its composition, strike pattern, and age. Every scratch and mark has been cataloged, every feature documented, and still, it continues to fascinate experts. The coin's value also reflects a broader truth about the world of rare coins, that even modern pennies, minted by the billions, can hold unimaginable worth if the right combination of rarity, error, and demand comes together. It reminds us that coin collecting isn't just about metal and mint marks. It's about stories, mysteries, and the thrill of discovery. One of the most interesting aspects of this coin is how it connects both science and art. From a scientific perspective, its metallurgical composition deviates slightly from standard U.S. Mint specifications for 2005, which call for a 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper composition, but this particular piece seems to have trace impurities, possibly from a batch of recycled or experimental blanks. From an artistic angle, the way the doubling, misalignment, and cracks interact with the light gives the coin a visual texture almost like a sculpture, making it both a minting accident and a tiny piece of art born from industrial imperfection. When you think about it, these error coins are time capsules that capture a moment of chaos inside one of the most precise manufacturing facilities in the world, where a fraction of a second's malfunction can create something that becomes priceless decades later. The 2005 penny's fame has also reignited public interest in checking their own coins, leading to thousands of new hobbyists entering the numismatic world. Even professional coin grading companies have reported spikes in submissions of 2005 cents, with hopeful owners wondering if their coin might be the one. Most aren't, of course, but occasionally,